Hello everyone! In today's video, we'll be talking about the right listening if you want to be happier. Not right. It's not about listening only. It's not about listening to the words and being present in the conversation, not mind reading, not assuming anything, not playing Professor Charles from X-Men. It's also choosing to believe the person is doing the best they can, even when they really aren't doing the best they can. And you know that because you've had previous experiences with that person and sort of, the same sort of behavior. But what matters here is what you choose feeding inside of you. And when we choose to believe the person is doing the best they can, while we are listening to their words, it's feeding hope inside of you. And hope is one of the most precious things we can feel. Any kind of talking therapy, hope is very important, and it's considered one of the most important cornerstones for well-being and transformation. Nonviolent communication says that every communication holds a need behind it. And if you really listen to the person, we'll actually identify what's alive in them, what's inside of them. That being anger, love, frustration. The problem is we make our conversations mostly about us. We want to be right. We want to prove the person wrong. Often when we're having an argue with someone, we want so much to be right that we forget to listen to the person. Rather, we listen to our thoughts, our assumptions, what we think we know. And that is not efficient for any kind of conversation, not any kind of communication, and it's quite detrimental for any relationship. You can't have good, strong relationships with people you don't listen to. You'll be constantly fighting, and the fight comes from a place of frustration because in our minds, we think we know better how it's like to be that person. And it's our place to teach them how to live their own lives and how to be who they are. Isn't it strange how we are so arrogant to think that? We don't even know ourselves often. We struggle to change behaviors we don't like about ourselves because it is hard to change something you don't like. Imagine for the person, why do we think that's different for them? It's hard for them too. It's known that a person that doesn't have compassion towards themselves wouldn't have compassion towards someone else. It's also known that people that criticizes a lot often criticizes themselves as well, harder even. The right kind of listening also talks to you as a person that is talking to someone. Do you listen to yourself when you talk? That's a very good practice. When we listen to ourselves talking, we often change a lot. Therapy is actually a safe place where you get to listen to yourself. And the therapist, the good therapist, will help you to listen to yourself, to inquire more about your thinking. And this is what it is. So communicating with someone else requires the same thing. The right kind of listening is about believing the person is doing the best they can with what they have been taught, how they were brought up. And everything can change, but the person will change naturally if they feel the need for it. The only person we can change is actually ourselves. Choosing to believe is you owning the way you choose to live. I hope the video today was helpful to you. And if it was, consider subscribing. There is a lot more coming up. I hope to see you next time. Ciao!